Hi, this is Sean Carney, the President and CEO of 40 Days for Life, and I am outside the largest abortion facility in the Western Hemisphere, the 78,000 square foot Planned Parenthood in Houston, Texas, where I live. And I just have a simple message as we are now a couple of weeks out from the largest spring 40 Days for Life campaign we've ever had. And I want to encourage you to do something. Do something. There's a lot of frustration in our culture right now. A lot of it is political, but Washington, D.C. does not control what you do in your city. Whether you live in the United States or one of the many other countries where 40 Days for Life is taking place, our hope really is in Jesus Christ. And that's what makes the spring campaign so special, is it's done in conjunction with the season of Lent. And so this needs to be a spiritual reform, not just for our nation or society, but we ourselves personally. And so do something to save a life in 2021. Do something to grow closer to Jesus Christ and His love and His mercy. Do something to radiate more joy in your own life so that it can spill over at hopeless and joyless places like abortion facilities where I am right now. Do something. Because complaining or watching the news or doing, many other things that can drive one insane these days, it's not doing anybody any good. I want to encourage you to be part of the largest spring 40 Days for Life campaign we've ever had, because Washington can't control what we do where we live. And we've seen that with the 107 abortion facilities that have closed. We've seen that with now the 18,003 babies that we know of who have been spared from abortion, and certainly the 211 abortion facility workers who have had a change of heart and left their job. I want to give a brief little testimonial about one of those workers, where it was in Manassas, Virginia. We had two great leaders, one of whom is Mike Baldwin, who I wrote about in the beginning of the end of abortion. And Mike and the guy he led the 40 Days for Life campaign with, Tim, they were great. They were always out there in Manassas, Virginia. And the Pregnancy Resource Center actually bought the place next door to the abortion facility. It was a strip center. And so the Pregnancy Center actually shared a wall with the abortion facility. And they could literally hear the abortions through the wall when the machine would flip on. And so in the back office, that was the back room that was next to the room where they were doing abortions on the other side of the wall, they decided to build a chapel. And they had a chapel in there, and they just had people always back there praying as the abortions were going on. And there was an abortion doctor who was visiting from out of town like they normally do, and was coming in and out. And he was doing abortions that day, and there were people in the chapel singing the Divine Mercy Chaplet, which is a beautiful Catholic prayer about the mercy of God. For the sake of His sorrowful passion, have mercy on us and on the whole world. It's beautiful. It's even more beautiful when you can sing it. And this doctor was raised Catholic, left his faith, was an abortion doctor now, and he could hear them singing. He could hear them praying on the other side of the wall. And he remembered that prayer. He remembered that prayer and just looked at his hands and thought, what am I doing? So he walked out to our leaders, Mike and Tim, and he was clearly, shaken up. And he just looked at them and he said, I think I need to see a priest. And at first they thought maybe he was pulling their leg, or kidding around because he'd been sarcastic before. But they could see from his body language he wasn't kidding. And they literally took him right next door and exchanged information. They took him into the pregnancy center. They exchanged information. He did see a priest, and he never did another abortion ever again. And that is what Lent is about. That is what Ash Wednesday is about. And it sure as heck is what Good Friday is about, is Jesus Christ conquering death, Jesus Christ conquering a culture of death, and Jesus Christ being our hope and our joy. So do something, whether you're able to go out and pray. Go to 40daysforlife.com, find your location, sign up to pray at your location. If you can't go out, you can follow along in our emails. You can get the beginning and the end of abortion, or to the heart of the matter. They have 40 chapters where you can go a day throughout the 40 Days campaign. You can read a chapter a day and have a scripture a day and an intention a day, a prayer a day. That story of that abortion doctor is in the beginning of the end of abortion, and many stories like it. So whether it's one of the books or the email list or physically coming out, be sure to do something. And I want to encourage you to go to the website to sign up for hours. That's the most important thing that you can do to restore our culture, and no one can prevent you from doing that. And so you can also on our website buy signs, get t-shirts, get books, get materials, pro-life materials. Now the time is to do that. I know they have a sale on the store because you'll get it in time for Ash Wednesday. But whether you get any of the gear or the materials or not, make a resolution to do something in the pro-life movement. Do something for the spring 40 Days for Life campaign. It's the most important campaign ever because it's the next one. And there are babies that are scheduled to be aborted. There are women that are considering abortion today. And we can do something about it. God can use us to change the heart and mind of a doctor who works in a place like this, in a place like this where you live. And so that's where we put our faith. That's where we put our trust. And as Mother Teresa said, we're not called to be successful. We are called to be faithful. And Lent is a great time to resolve to be more faithful, because on the other side of that is the suffering, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ once for all. And so be part of this. Go to 40daysforlife.com and we will see you out on the sidewalk. God bless you.